Hello and welcome to this short presentation on the age of the super customer. I'm Jeff Booth, Pre-Sales Manager at CDK Global. So we've taken the time and trouble and effort to win a customer, and we think our customer is a super customer. I'm sure we'd all like lots of super customers, but with the super customer comes super expectations. It's no longer satisfactory to think that once a customer's been into our business, that they will just naturally keep returning. However much we pamper the customer, they have complete freedom of information now, facilitated primarily by the internet, all sorts of other media as well. They can shop around more, they can be more armed with information than we could ever have imagined a few years ago. So our customers in, our customers loyal, we'd like them to be loyal, but if we're engaging with them in a new car cycle, let's say, they are going to be so well armed when they interact with us that they potentially will know exactly what their car is worth. They'll have a very good idea, so that when we engage with them in that cycle, we need to make sure that not only is our offer good and fine, but also that we can absolutely prove to the customer that the offer that we're giving them is the offer that they should accept. They're aware of the USPs, they know what they want, and they know where they can get it. So even though they're a loyal customer to us, they're a super customer, the door is always open for leakage. We really don't want that. The effects of customer leakage is absolutely horrendous on a business. So even where we have a customer that we think is good and loyal to us, we could still have challenges. So this customer, armed with information, could give us pricing challenges. No, that's not the price I'm prepared to pay. There's service demands. No, I want my new vehicle handed over at this date and this time. Competitor comparisons, it's all available on the internet. The dealer in the next town will give me far more for my part exchange than you will. Finance haggling, after sales throw-ins, expert car knowledge, deposit payoffs, these can all be challenges that come from our loyal customer. They could also be things that will throw us off the mark. So what we need to be able to do is keep our super customer on track by giving them super service. We need to be able to make sure that our dealership starts on the front foot. There's really only one way to keep doing this, and that is to keep wowing the customer. We've probably wowed them in the past because we've won them, but we need to keep wowing them. So what do we need to do, and how can we do it? Very simply, we need to be very professional and efficient in dealing with the customer. So efficient end-to-end management. Recognition and personalisation. As soon as our customer turns up, it's not important to him that he's number 5 in the queue and somebody he's never spoken to before hands his keys over at service reception. We need to be able to greet this customer like a long lost friend, make him feel really important to our dealership. Giving him simple service, simple but effective. That means he won't be wasting any time. That's time queuing and also time on the telephone. Nothing's more infuriating than having to press button 1, button 2, button 3, and eventually getting through to somebody and there's an answer phone. Exactly that experience happened to me recently. It is very frustrating. We should know all about the customer. So when we interact with somebody, even if it's somebody we've never spoken to before, how lovely to be able to be greeted by somebody who knows a little bit about us. This should be the modern customer experience and the modern dealership experience. Let's make it comfortable and relaxed. Let's be as organised as we possibly can. And we can achieve all this by using the best solutions. So we have our super customer and we want to keep the super customer. We want to win their next deal in style. We may have sold to them once. We want to sell to them many times. So at CDK Global with Autoline Drive, what tools do we have in our software to help us keep the super customer? Well, these are just some examples of the tools that we have in our kit bag. Hosted telephony. Hosted telephony will enable us to do screen popping when our customer calls. So in the dealership, a customer's record will appear on the screen long before we actually answer the telephone to the customer. So we'll know all the headline details about the customer before we answer the phone. Is his vehicle in for a service? Has he got parts on order? There's been a recent customer complaint. We would know all about this before we answer the telephone to the customer. Also, single click to dial back out to the customer. No misdialing. Mobile showroom. The modern dealership now probably doesn't have to have salespeople hiding behind a desk and a terminal in the showroom. It's a very mobile world. We need to be out with our customer. We need to be out in our showroom. We need to be out amongst our new and used cars, dealing with our customer, taking pictures of his part exchange, showing him and evaluating the pricing solutions, showing him the stock we have, handing him the tablet, presenting the deal in a mobile way. The whole sales process management can now be undertaken with a mixture of tablet and dealer management system. We can have automated alerts, things that will pop up and alert people in the dealership or even the customer to special offers or to issues that we may have with the customer. So, is your competition this well equipped? Do you want these tools? Do you have these tools? Well, let's give you some examples of practically what that would mean. Okay, what you see on screen here is a salesperson's workplace in Autoline Drive. The workplace itself is a really simple tool for the sales exec. So you can see it's a nice, clean, modern, tablet-friendly view. Nice big buttons. Gone are the 1970s style DMSs where we have 250 options on a screen, all crammed in. This is very, very easy, very focused, very customer friendly. A quick example of how integrated telephony will help in this environment. The salesman is just going into his diary and looking at his tasks for today, and he has a Honda Jazz brochure request for a customer. He's now just loading the customer record and clicking the interactive Make a Call button.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Dean Patrick from Energy Images. Just really referenced the request for a brochure you made on our website yesterday. I just wondered if there's anything else we can do there. Yeah, that's fine. Would you like to come in? Yes, that would be fine. Let me just put that in the diary for you. So, 5 o'clock today. In shows, okay. Okay, thank you very much. See you later. Bye.
Okay, so a very simple exercise there of a salesperson integrating with a customer. Direct from his showroom sales diary, we clicked to call the customer. So we interacted with the customer. That will actually save all of that information within our dealer management system, and the actual transcript and WAV file of the telephone conversation will be stored interactive into the live customer CRM record. So we can backtrack all of the previous conversations that we've ever had with the customer direct from the CRM record in the dealer management system. We've also been mentioning that the customer will probably have a very good idea what his used vehicle is worth. So contained within the Autoline Drive showroom system, we have our stock profiling tool. What you see on this screen is a series of options available to a person to offer the best possible price for this vehicle. We know the vehicle details, we can see the valuation trends from typically CAP, we can see our own previous sales performance on this exact make, model and variant. So straight away we'll have a clue whether this is a good vehicle for us to take in stock or not. However, armed with some simple information like when would we anticipate bringing this vehicle into stock and what we would expect to sell it for if we retailed it, it will give me an instant set of traffic lights detailing whether this is a good part exchange for me to take or a bad one. And that is based on whole group stock. So not just one individual dealership, it's looking at whole group stock. So we can see our different dealerships and the stock requirement that we have. We're clearly understocked on this vehicle, so that's giving me a green light. Yes, this is a good vehicle for us to take into stock. Should we be overstocked, even if I had 0 at this stock, if I had 20 at the other location, that would actually give me a red light saying, beware, you are overstocked on this vehicle. So we're actually proving to the customer the valuation trends of the vehicle. So we can see the cap data, we can see our previous sale trends, and of course this can be displayed and shown and then proved to the customer that what we're actually offering them is a proper and fair deal. When we come to actually present the deal, very popular now within Autoline Drive is the offer mode, effectively a 4-square screen of this is the cost to upgrade, so this is the cost to change. We have interactive finance now, and of course within Autoline Drive now we do have the ability to do embedded finance now, so we can do finance proposals and acceptance embedded within Autoline Drive. We'll be producing the finance documentation and signing the customer up without ever having to leave Autoline Drive. We can also have as much media as we want on a vehicle, which will slowly revolve and change depending on how many pictures or types we have there. Buying statements as well for our customer to make sure that the customer feels very comfortable with everything that we're offering them. And finally, of course, everything here is dependent on having good quality data in your dealer management system. So at every stage of the way, we're making sure that when we capture or update or even interact in any way with a customer, we will be verifying and checking that data. Even if a customer calls to make a service booking, we'll be checking the data to see if there's any new information that we need, or to check that the latest mobile phone number, etc., is correct for our customer. So things like data deduplication and customer data analysis is now an integral part of the Autoline Drive dealer management system. Okay, so there's been just a few examples of how we can help in the age of the super customer. If you'd like to find out more, please speak to your local account manager, call the number on the screen, or email us. Thank you for your time.